Hey guys, thanks for subscribing to the podcast.
If you like what you hear today, click on the link below.
And look, so many people have been asking us what's coming up on the podcast, so we thought we'd just address it as a whole right now.
Yeah.
There was a story that got around about how influencers are potentially taking over as journalists for the number one place that young people absorb their information, which is devastating to fake journos like us.
So Gen Z are getting all their information from influencers, and we thought that's a load of bullshit. So we made Abbey in the newsroom deliver her news like an influencer.
Yeah, and she suspiciously transitioned with ease.
Oh, it was beautiful to watch. Her just morph into an influencer like that.
It's like she was speaking in her normal language.
It's like, hey, guys, I'm home. I found myself.
Hey, we did a nice little talk topic about when have you played through an injury off the back of Paddy Dangerfield getting smacked in the ribs. And then we spoke to a particular caller who got stepped on by a horse. And then she went into detail where she got stepped on. And then she started talking about specific body parts and bits. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And then you were writing stuff on paper saying, it's this particular body part.
Yeah.
And I was still confused.
How have you had potentially 3 children? I don't understand it.
I don't know. I told you. Cara gives birth orally.
Female anatomy, not a strength of Andrew Hayes. Anyway, enjoy the podcast.
Really, really nice result last night for the Power.
They are on fire. 11 in a row.
Just a good football team.
Yeah. It was a pretty slow start, but you just always knew they were going to come back from there.
Yeah, and a lot of people saying, oh, geez, it was a bit of a lethargic start, and they're like, oh, they're due for a loss, all those types of things. They just find a way.
Just bang.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we've just been cruising along in second gear here.
Let's turn it on.
Yeah. Paddy Dangerfield got crunched last night.
Yeah.
Right? It was either first or second quarter.
It was really early, yeah.
Yeah, went off for a little bit, but then came on and played the game out. It's been revealed this morning that he went to hospital last night.
Yeah, he is tough, Patrick Dangerfield.
That is so tough.
Really tough. And I'll tell you what, there's no point getting angry at Port Adelaide because I'm pretty sure it was Gary Rowan that pushed Dan Houston.
Yeah.
And then collided with Patrick Dangerfield.
Yeah. And then you had a situation a couple of weeks ago where that bloke broke his jaw but played on.
Yeah, Lockie Jones.
Yeah.
So last week, 6 minutes ago in the game, Lockie Jones breaks his jaw, wins the ball, and then plays out the rest of the game. Then goes, oh, geez, my jaw's a little bit tender. Might get a scan on that. Bang. Broken. 4 weeks off.
Unbelievable stuff. And then my husband informs me that because they've just had the Stanley Cup ice hockey finals over there, and they play playoff series. It's like 7 odd games. One of the Florida Panthers players who went on to lose the series to Las Vegas, played for weeks with a broken sternum.
Oh, goodness me.
A broken sternum. He was in so much pain that he couldn't dress himself for the game. So other people had to dress him and put his skates on. And then he goes out in the ice and plays. Unbelievable stuff. Another one of the players, Aaron Ekblad, had during that final series 2 dislocated shoulders. He had to pass a concussion test, and it turns out he had a broken foot.
Hang on. So 2 dislocated shoulders. A sore head and a sore foot.
A broken foot.
What were they doing? Just strapping his stick to him and throwing him out onto the ice?
So
Go get him, eggplant.
I've never broken a foot, but can you imagine someone putting an ice skate on it and then just go out there and skate and get beaten up?
Yeah, that's not nice. So the NHL still got this old school mentality where you just got to push through the pain.
Totally.
Oh, I'm seeing 3 things. Well, go for the middle one.
Well, then we switched over to the soccer because Socceroos played Argentina last night, and I swear to God, within the first 5 minutes of that match, there were 3 Argentina players that went down. It was like they'd been shot, and they're like, I'm dying. And then precisely 36 seconds later, they're up running around again. It's like, stop carrying on. Yeah, you don't have a broken foot or 2 dislocated shoulders.
Exactly. No, this is not a knock on soccer players.
Yeah, it is.
But there's a trend.
It begs the question this morning, 13 24 10. When have you just gotten on with it and not realised how injured you were?
Yeah.
Did you play through anything painful?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like what?
Because I was probably too stupid to identify that I was in serious pain. So what I thought was just a bit of a torn groin. Played through it, and the next day, very, very sore. Went to the doctor. Somehow they're like, oh, no, it's just you've had a bit of a spasm or a cramp. I got to Thursday of the next week and finally I'm like, I can't walk properly here. Went and got a scan. Bang. I'd ripped off the bone. So I had
Ripped what off the bone?
two adductor muscles on the inside that had ripped off the bone. So what happens in situations like that, because you've got so many adductors, the other ones and the bigger ones just sort of take over the area.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh, no, you'll be right next week. And I went and got scanned. They're like, actually, you're out for 3 months.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I just love that the other adductors are in there going,
We got this.
it's all right, boys, we got you. You're good.
Oh, jeez. Donald and Jimmy are down. Righto, boys, let's regroup.
And that's after they've tried to go in and drag Donald and Jimmy off the ground. Get up, boys, keep going. No, you can't. That's all right. We've got this.
We're out for the count.
I love that your adductors are talking to each other. That's so cute.
It's good. They're very, very connected.
13, 20, 14. When did you get on with it? When you did not realise how very badly injured you were? Sometimes with the kids, you're like, if they fall. I had a friend whose kid fell on the trampoline and she was like, oh, you're right, darling. Can you move it? Yep. Off you go to school. And then found out broken.
Oh, really?
What are those bones there?
Oh, like your radius.
Fibula? I don't know.
Your radius.
Anyway, a couple of them.
Your
broken.
arm. Morning, Jan.
Hey, Jen.
Morning.
When did you get on with it and you didn't know you were injured?
I went to move my horse in agistment in November last year, and she went into fight and flight mode, and she stomped on my left foot, pushed me over backwards, stomped on my right femur, and then stuck her rear hoof between my legs.
Oh, geez, she had a crack.
Yeah, she had a good crack.
Yeah.
And so,
Unfortunately, well, she didn't break anything, and that happened at 10:15 in the morning. By the time I got her onto the truck to move her, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
right.
Push
By
through
the
it.
time I got her to her new adjustment, it was 1:30. By 2 o'clock, I was in hospital.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness, Jan.
Yeah.
So what were your
Being
injuries in
locked
the end?
I had 9 stitches on the inside of my right labia.
Oh, dear.
What's...
She really put her rear hoof right between my legs.
Am I... Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, Jan, this is the time where I don't keep on asking further questions.
Yeah.
Jodie's waving her arms at me, just saying, just leave it there.
Yeah.
Please don't say anything, Hayesy.
It was not very pleasant.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
right.
I
Jan, that's
continued on
awful.
for 3 hours and got her to where she needed to be.
Wow.
Good on you, Jan.
Bloody...
Really soldiering on.
I tell you what, horses. You cannot trust horses.
Let's go to Rachel from Seaford quickly, please. Rachel.
How you going?
Good, thank you, Rachel.
Yeah.
Tell me whatever happened to you was your upper body, not your...
Yeah, I don't know if I can top that, but yeah. Wow. Yeah, I was doing a surf competition many years ago, and sort of 10 minutes into my heat, my surfboard smashed into my face and broke my hurt my nose, and blood going everywhere. You know, it's not what you want when you're in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
And felt like I'd broken my nose, and continued surfing in the heat, probably 15 minutes to go, and I actually won the heat. But when I came in, and everyone was just looking at me with blood coming down my face, and my nose was apparently to the side of my face.
Oh, my goodness, Rachel.
That is the stuff of movies. They'll make a movie out of that.
But also, you know what happens when there's blood in the water in the ocean,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
You know who's coming for you.
Yeah, it was held at Waipinga, you know, which is quite known for 50
Yes.
years in sharky waters.
Yeah.
Whilst I applaud your bravery, that could have ended real bad for you, Rachel.
Yeah, geez. And piranhas and all sorts of things, you know? Hey, back to Jan.
Fitzy Fridays, Fitzy Fridays, Fitzy Fridays.
Oh, yes, 20 minutes to 9 o'clock. There's a lot to look forward to when it comes to Fridays.
Oh, we love our Fridays here.
Yeah, you got the Battle of the Bangers, which was a good one this morning. It was very, very epic. This might be the top of the shelf, I reckon. Fitzy Fridays with Ryan Fitzgerald.
Oh, we love this.
I play that opener to the kids every Friday. It doesn't get the same response that I get from you guys.
How are you, great man?
Yeah, good. And Battle of the Bangers. I don't know, Jodes, growing up, a banger was someone who loved their heavy metal music as well. Remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a banger at school, you usually wore a Metallica T-shirt and tight jeans, and you're a bit of a banger. But I do love your Battle of the Bangers. What was the selection today, guys? And I'll give you my result.
Okay, here we go.
right.
Here we go. You got this one, Fitzy?
Now, I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Great song.
Or you've got this one. Oh, what a contrast.
Well, let me tell you this. I was a banger in high school, so I'm going with Chisel. I'm
Of course
sorry.
you
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So thank you for taking that big handful of salt and rubbing it into my wound this morning, Fitzy. Appreciate that.
You'll be happy to know,
Salt's good.
Fitzy, as well. It got the job done. We played a bit of cold chisel on Nova before, and this will be our last shift.
That's it. It's all over. No, that's good. That was a good selection. I like that one.
Fitzy, how impressed were you by the Port Adelaide Football Club last night, just taking out the reigning premiers?
They are the real deal, Jodie. They really are. I mean, last night, to win by over 6 goals, that was a dominant performance. And the only thing that I need to worry about, or anyone needs to worry about with Port Adelaide, is have they gone too hard too early? You know, is their form their best halfway through the season? But you know what? I'd rather be playing like this halfway through the year than some of the other teams that aren't in the top 8 at the moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was very impressive. Well done to Port Adelaide. They look magnificent at the moment.
Yeah, it's a early story of my life, Fitzy. But what is on their side, and what people are saying is, well, the engine room is so young. So if it's Rosie, Butters, Horn Francis, these guys are still young enough to not get sore or not need a break. Is that just is that too old school to think?
Do you reckon they're playing through injury? That is something that I never did in my career because I was such a weak turd. I remember when I popped my shoulder out for the first time. Hayesy, did you ever go on the green whistle?
Yes.
You get on the... Yeah, I know.
It's good, isn't it?
Well, I popped my shoulder out for the first time, Jodes, and the doctor couldn't get it back in. It was a local doctor in Melbourne at Punt Road there, and they couldn't get it back in for an hour and a half. And I went through 2 whistles. Man, I was playing Darude Sandstorm in the change rooms. I had my top off. I was on people's shoulders. I was on fire. I ended up at the Savvy that night, and then went to Rise.
Yeah. So that's amazing, Fitzy. I was in the exact same situation, so they couldn't get my shoulder back in. This was at the Ponderosa. So I ended up at the Lyell McEwen, and they had to put me to sleep to slip it back in. And then the irresponsible nurses let my housemates in who had a texter, and they drew penises all over me. So I woke up with my arm in a cast and a photo of me just covered in cartoon phalluses.
Oh, which is how you used to sign footballs back in the day. That was your signature.
It all comes back.
Dear.
So my pain barrier was very, very low. If I got injured, I was straight off the ground. I'm not sticking around, but those boys are bloody tough.
Yeah,
Very tough.
Yeah. Just very quickly, the Adelaide Crows have got the bye this weekend.
Reckon I win?
well, let's hope so. God, if there's ever a team that's looking forward to the bye, it's Carlton at the moment. If you're a Carlton supporter, isn't it? Like it's just. I went on the front bar the other night, and I've never had so much more fun than just. I had about 15 Carlton jokes up my sleeve. And as a South Australian, it's so good that this year both teams are doing quite well, and we're not that person that everyone's joking about. But
I know, it's good, isn't it?
yeah, it'll be good for the boys just to have a rest, refresh, and come back because those young kids are playing really well, but their bodies can't, they can't handle a full year. So to have a week halfway through, it will be great for the team.
So obviously last week, Fitzy, we spoke to you before Texas 250th. Can you just explain to you what happened to you physically as Taylor Walker was approaching goal number 10?
I couldn't. What those days it just falls into your lap, Hayesy. It's just, and everything was happening. I'm so glad for the crowd that it happened because watching it was like it was in slow motion. And, Oscar Allen was standing in, which is, he's probably the best player in the West Coast team at the moment. And I thought once they put him on him, he won't kick anymore. He kicked another 3, but that 10th goal, he got thrown out of the marking contest, and then all of a sudden, he played for the free kick, looked at the umpire, and as he looked back around, the ball just happened to bounce up right into his hands, and he just snapped it for his 10th.
Beautiful.
It was poetry in motion. 10 goals.
Fitzy, we're going to take you out on this. So Sam Powell-Pepper was interviewed post-game last night. I don't know if you caught it. He got a little bit excited talking about Quinton Narkle's debut. Do you want to have a listen to this?
Yeah, love to.
Okay.
It's such an honour, and I'm so proud to be playing alongside him now. And he's a good player. He's a very good player, and I love him.
Oh, I love that. You love that from a young man.
That's from the heart, and that's why we love footballers, because, we get a dump button in radio, but they don't get it with interviews after an AFL game, that's for sure.
So good to speak to you. F off, Fitzy.
Love you guys. Have a great weekend.
See ya.
Cheers, mate.
Have you checked out whatif.com's top 10 winter weekenders yet?
How good's a what if tip?
Launceston's in there, Canberra, Cairns, Tweed Heads.
Book your winter getaway on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Well, Hayesy, I've had the pleasure of interviewing our next performer before, and can I just give you a heads up? You don't know what you're going to get.
I like it.
Performing at the Adelaide Cabaret Festival, the show is called Engorged. Can you please welcome Reuben Kaye to the studio?
I'd love to say it's a pleasure, but it is very early in the morning for me to be here. This feels homophobic.
Now, what about this? The 16th of June is sold out. The 17th of June is pretty much sold out. But you've had to put on a new show on the 24th of June at 7:30 p.m.
I have, by public demand. Democracy in action. And the Greeks invented two things, democracy and homosexuality. So let's see which one does well for me.
It ties in beautifully to the show title, Engorged.
Indeed.
Take us through it.
Swollen. Overblown.
Everything that makes your mind go, what's going on here?
Well, originally what we wanted to do was have the word gorge in it, like, oh, that's gorge, oh, that's gorge. And then we realised that if we just put engorged but capitalise the gorge, and then we can get a really filthy pun in under the radar, so to speak, for the Adelaide Cabaret Festival, and they went with it. It's sort of like when we were at QPAC in Queensland, they had the 10-metre high LED screens on the side of the building, and we had them with the K-hole there, because no one at QPAC knew what a K-hole was. We thought, I've won. So today I've got engorged on the Adelaide Cabaret Festival out the front in 10-metre letters.
Well done, you. And it's not like you to love a filthy pun, is it?
There's a reason I'm not allowed on live TV anymore.
No.
That's why I'm on tour so much. It's harder to hit a moving target.
Yes. Reuben, what sort of songs are we performing?
Oh, my, well, there's a couple of originals in there. It's 18 musicians that I've got there.
Wow.
I know, normally we have different names for the band. So normally it's Reuben Kaye and the Close Contacts, or Reuben Kaye and the Emergency Contacts. This year it's Reuben Kaye and the Afterthoughts. Because there's 18 of these. Sorry, because there's 8. Do you have a dump button?
I can't find it. Oh, it's in.
Oh, well. The song list is absolutely incredible, as am I. In fact, I don't think the Adelaide Cabaret Festival deserves to have me. We've got some stuff from Amanda Lear, who's one of the old sort of supermodel vocalists, in inverted commas, from Studio 54. There's Carole King. We got a bit of Whitney in there. We got a little bit of Aerosmith in there.
What?
We've got some stuff from the Divine Comedy, this amazing sort of dramatic and vaguely depressing but very sardonic and biting band from the UK.
Okay.
And then there's this amazing version of this song that your listeners are far too young to remember, called If I Ruled the World, sung by Tony Bennett. But let's just say we've given it the Reuben Kaye treatment.
Oh, dear.
And my goodness me, she slaps.
Yeah. Engorged it a little bit.
Right?
Now, Reuben, you are incredibly stylish, and you've just made reference to Hayesy's attire. He's incredibly unstylish.
What?
I would love for you to give him some sort of makeover.
Look, I think it's very unfair to refer to people who identify as beige as... And don't you laugh, you're wearing a suspiciously off-white sweater there. That feels like it could be oatmeal, champagne, or oyster. I think every single person is beautiful in what they are comfortable in. And if you're comfortable in a torn jersey with a coffee stain, you do you, babe. I celebrate the journey you're on.
I don't think you've even seen the Birkenstocks at this point.
This is my...
Oh, sorry.
Show the bottom half, please.
Oh, but the calf is good. And the Macca's socks with the Birkenstocks are a real touch. But I will say this, if you're wearing Birkenstocks, you are immediately part of the queer community.
Yeah, really, right.
That's what the B in LGBTQIA stands for.
Birkenstock. That's good. Who thought that? I'll just dip my toe in if you don't mind.
So camp. All the best seem adorable.
Yeah. Reuben, the show is called Engorged. In case you haven't got that already, you are larger than life. I've seen you and you are just absolutely spectacular. So
Thank you for having me. Both of the shows, the 16th and 17th, have sold out, but we have added a new show on Saturday the 24th at the Dunstan Playhouse. Me, 18-piece orchestra, and a party at my room at the Intercon afterwards. Who could say no?
Everything. It's all there.
Hayesy's, what room number? Because Hayesy's going to be there.
Yeah.
514.
Yeah. That's me. That's me down the hallway in the Birkenstocks.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hayesy's on Miss Daisy.
Yes, it's Friday. Let's go, bitch. Come on. Am I right?
Oh, trademark Friday.
Yeah, short week too. It's like, is it already Friday? There it is, you big legend. Go have a crack. 16th of June, let's take a little trip down memory lane. Let's go all the way back to 1884. The first ever roller coaster began operating at Coney Island in New York. I don't trust a roller coaster these days that's gone through so many safety regulations. Can you imagine the 1884 version?
Oh, they wouldn't have even finished it. There was no end point. You'd just be launched off the end.
Off the end, everyone's like, okay, I'll have a crack.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, people were built a bit different down there. Oh, young Johnny, he died when he was 29. Well, he lived a long, long, long life. Back in 1884.
Yeah, exactly.
2016, one of the great songs was launched. Baby Shark. Soak it in, Jodes.
This hurts my head.
I should probably phase this out right now because there's people that are hovering around the radio going, get that off, get that off.
Yeah, if you ever want to sample Triple M, now's the time.
South Korean education brand Pink Fong debuted on YouTube in 2016. Who would have thought? There's no way in the world that they did that and went, you know what? This will be one of the absolute songs of our generation.
Pink Fong.
Pink Fong.
Is that who sings Baby Shark?
It goes Pink Fong.
Oh.
Before it starts.
Yeah, right.
And then there were different adaptations as well. There was Baby Monkey Bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there was. Yeah. They really switched things up.
Yeah. Jodie, yeah. No, that's not going to work. 2017. Jeez. Sorry. Let me pick that.
What were you trying to say?
Coca-Cola, no sugar.
So close.
Went on sale in Australia. There you go. Oh, just a really foreign accent. Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Coca-Cola.
2013, Despicable Me 2 with voices from Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig premieres. Oh, that was a great movie as well. How cute are the Minions?
Okay, I've never gone to a kids' movie and I've gone, that was a great movie.
Are you serious?
I can't do it. I've just been to too many kids' movies.
Oh my God, what about the Cars franchise? Cars 1, 2 and 3.
No, one of
There's a new instalment coming out too, apparently.
No.
Cars 1, 2 and 3.
No
Come
interest.
on, Owen Wilson.
No interest.
Oh my God, what are we dealing here with, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for Jodie this
I'm
morning.
sorry, I'm a grown woman. A grown, mature woman.
Oh my God, I am Speed. Lightning McQueen. Number one song on June 16th in 1996 was Wonderwall by Oasis.
Oh, can those boys just sort out their differences, please?
Yeah, I just feel like, don't you reckon this would be a good song to play if you were doing acoustic music around like pubs and stuff? Don't you reckon this would be a good one to do?
Yeah.
Are you getting that feeling?
Have you ever performed the song?
Oh,
acoustically?
Only every single time that I ever got the chance to play anywhere.
Any requests, anyone? No. Okay. All right. Well, let's do Wonderwall.
Hey, can you play the new one by The Killers? All right, Wonderwall it is.
Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you.
Welcome to the studio newsreader, Abbey.
Good morning.
Hey, Abs.
Hi, Abbey.
Hi.
Yeah, we bring you alarming news. This little article stumbled across my desk and I thought, wow, that's really, really concerning for those journalists, which is my other job. So I'm in some danger as well, Abbey. TikTok influencers and celebrities are increasingly taking over from journalists as the main source of news for young people, according to a report published by the Britain-based Reuters Institute. So, you know, if it's Britain-based, it's the real deal.
Here we go.
So the dumbing down of the world begins.
Yes.
Oh, I think it's already started, to be honest.
Yeah. Did you go to uni?
I went to uni.
Waste of time. Waste of time.
I graduated with a Bachelor of Communications, thank you. And I still can't speak, so that's funny.
Doesn't mean jack unless you got 50,000 Instagram followers.
Yeah, so true, mate.
Really concerning stuff.
Well, that's concerning. Obviously, we go to uni and we study and we delve into news, and that's our life and all the rest of it. So for people to be getting their news off influencers,
I know.
How depressing.
They should be getting it off the likes of me, who has to ask every single time to my editors at work. Theoretically, if I was going to use a comma here, would it put it before or after that letter?
Oh, I'm in exactly the same boat.
I think most people don't realise with me, but every time I meet someone and they say, oh, like with the news, who writes it for you?
Oh, my God.
I go, I do. And they go, oh, really? Like, no, I'm not just sitting in that booth singing to the... I mean, I do sing, but I'm not just sitting in there singing the whole time.
Yeah.
I write it, I find it, I research it, and then I also present it. So it's my fault when I stuff up also, but I don't have anyone else in there helping me.
No.
Yeah.
And who the hell knows the difference between all the wheres and the wers and, the pluralisation, all that type of things?
Nouns, singular.
Just ridiculous. You got to adapt, though, Abs. You've got to adapt with the times.
Adapt or die, Abbey.
Are we saying that maybe I should become an influencer and then I can, I'm across both. I'm a journo and I'm an influencer.
And then you're fully qualified.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this isn't heavy feedback. What we're saying is it's probably your tone, the way that you're delivering the information. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm probably a little bit too professional, you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay,
So
I can dumb it down.
if these people are making sure that they listen to influencers, you've probably got to change your language and all sorts of things. So all good, though.
Yeah.
We're here to give you some tips.
Oh, perfect. I love when you guys get on board.
Yeah, we're here to help you adapt seamlessly into this next transition. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a bit of an example of how the news should sound like, okay?
Perfect.
Right, here we go. And please take note. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Now, so many people have been asking me about the budget, so I thought I'd just address it with you guys as a whole. So the budget's done, and there's no stamp duty. So that's good, I think.
I just want to say thank you all to subscribing to my channel, and I want to say that the number of people in work has hit a record high. So 14 million people now have a job. Unemployment dropped to 3.6%, and I have to say that I have one of the most serious jobs of all as a hashtag influencer. So I'd say to all you people that don't have a job, just go and get a real one like me and do tutorials on how to apply contour.
It's simple, isn't it, Abs? Adapt or die.
Yep.
Do you know what stamp duty is, Hayesy?
I don't know.
All right, I reckon I'm going to give this a go. Let's see if I can do this.
All right, here we go then. Here we go. Let's go to Abbey in the newsroom for the latest on the traffic.
Adelaide traffic.
Nova 919.
Hey guys, welcome back to the traffic with me at Abbey in the newsroom. Give us a like and I'll like you back or follow you back. So many of you have been in my DMs and I just thought I'd hop on here and update the traffic for you all because it's pretty crazy out there this morning. So first up, we have to talk about this crash at Salisbury Heights. There's been a crash and they're kind of there and they're cleaning it up, but on Main North Road near the Grove Way, it's sort of really slow for city bound. So we're really backed the truck up on South Road at Edwardstown too. Apparently because every single person in Adelaide is trying to get into the city. How crazy is that? There is also some speed cameras don't speed, it's so bad. Also you'll get fined, which is really, really bad. So they're on Trimmer Parade at Seaton and Valletta Road at Fulham Gardens. The Audi end of financial year event is on now. Oh, who wants to buy me an Audi? Presenting you with an exciting opportunity across a range of exceptional models. Audi, if you're listening, I'm here for you. Drive progress today, ends June 30, T's and C's apply. Let's now look at the weather because so many people have been DMing me about, oh my God, the sun is out. What is that? Are we almost all going to die because the sun's finally out? Anyway, it's sunny today and it's a top of 19 degrees. So what you should do, go and get your coffee, go and get your slow brew, or even maybe grab a juice. A juice is really good for you, and you should not wear your shoes. You should go onto the grass and put your feet on the grass. Apparently it's really good. Anyway, it's 10 in Welland on Adelaide's Nova 919.
Now you're connecting.
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge. Just got valuable info. This is so juicy. Jodie's Juice.
I hope you agree that Modern Family was one of the greatest shows of all time.
We can absolutely agree on that.
Ariel Winter played Alex Dunphy, the smart kid in the family.
She was the Jan of the family.
Exactly. So she has joined an eclectic cast of actors, athletes and television personalities in a Mars simulation on a new reality show, right? Does that make any sense to anyone?
Mars simulation is in the planet.
Yes.
Right,
yeah. But
okay.
it's filmed in Coober Pedy in South Australia.
Oh.
Because Coober Pedy apparently looks like Mars.
But remember when...
What a shining endorsement.
Yeah, these guys were going there and it was on all the news services,
Yes.
but they were literally covering themselves up and no one knew who was going.
So she's on this show and she was most surprised to see Lance Armstrong there, but she made a huge mistake because she confused him for someone else. Have a listen.
Lance Armstrong is a real freaking astronaut. He is a real astronaut. He is Lance Armstrong. You need to Google him. You need to know everything about him because he is so cool. The fact that we have an astronaut is so crazy.
Yeah, and also that she went up to Neil Armstrong and was like, "You drug cheat! You're a cheat!"
Ariel's made a real mess of things.
Yeah. Juicy!
Juicy! Let's talk Al Pacino, shall we? He's a new dad once again at age 83, and his girlfriend, Noor Afala, 29.
Yeah, just say it with confidence.
Yep. Confirmed she'd given birth as the pair enjoyed a dinner date in West Hollywood recently. Can we do the maths on this, please? So he's 83.
Yeah.
When the kid's 20, he's going to be 103.
On 21st, 104. Dad, get up here. Give us a speech. Well, I'm asleep. Great. Thanks for that, Al.
Don't you mean dead?
Either or, his eyes are shut.
He's tired and he's having a little nap or a long nap. Who's to say?
Juicy. Juice.
Sam Pepper had a blinder last night in the Port game.
Jeez, he was good. He's a raging bull and I love him.
Yeah, he's very, very good. Now, you, of course, will know that Quinton Narkle came in late for Junior Rioli, who had the flu. Quinton made his debut for the Port Adelaide Football Club. Quinton is an ex-Cat. He's also Sam Pepper's cousin, and they also grew up playing football together. Nice little history lesson for you there.
Beautiful. There you go. There's a connection.
SPP got a little excited when he was interviewed by Abbey Holmes after the match, and she asked him about Quinton, and this was his reply.
It's such an honour, and I'm so proud to be playing alongside him now. And he's a good player. He's a very good player, and I love him.
I love it. I love it, especially when it's nice and beautiful and innocent because you get caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
And I imagine the endorphins would just be absolutely pumping. I feel like if I was in that situation, I would only know 2 or 3 words.
Yeah.
And one of them would be the F word. So I think he's done well to only say it once.
What about that moment, though, when you're sitting there watching a live interview and someone drops an F-bomb and you have that doubt in your head, you go, did he? And you look to your partner on the couch, did he just say, bleh?
Yeah, because it's happened a couple of times in Roaming Brian on a Friday night.
Oh, yes.
Obviously extremely live, and someone drops an F-bomb, and it was Tommy Jonas's mate.
Oh, that's...
A couple of weeks ago.
That's right.
Who dropped it. And Brian was like, oh, blah, 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 thanks, blah, blah, blah. See you, all right. Well, we'll just head over here.
Or the other good one is when they get the big boom mics and they put it like in the NBL in the basketball and they put it in the middle of the huddle and someone's like, let's effing go.
Oh, my gosh. That used to be Joey Wright to a T.
Yes, didn't it?
He used to go off.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, my God, my ears are bleeding, Joey.
I know. And then they go back to the commentary box and no one knows what to say.
And they do like this half-assed apology.
Yeah.
Apologies for that, but that's live TV for you.
Juicy. That's my juice for this morning.
Very good stuff. Really big show. We really encourage you as well to download the podcast, and a big show coming up on Monday.
Huge. We are going to pay your bills every single hour and all across the day as well. Oh, the Monday joke off returns.
Yeah.
We need Abbey in the newsroom to start working on hers now, please.
Yeah.
Because her form is indifferent.
Yeah.
Mine was good for the last 2 weeks, thank you. I think you two are the issue here.
Oh.
You're the common denominator. You don't laugh, and I'm hilarious. So.
We don't laugh.
So it's on us
It's
now.
on us, okay. It's everyone else, is it, Abs?
That is correct.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Everybody else.
Time to take some personal responsibility.
Never.
Rennie's going to be in for the weekend sports wrap as well. Now, we're about to rip into the diary. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to get this little faux pas of yours in from this morning. We were talking about younger people now now get their news from influencers and not journalists. And Abs in the newsroom, to her credit, did her beautiful traffic as an influencer.
Yeah.
That might be in a video today if you want to
Epic
get on
as well.
You, during the course of that discussion, said this, and I didn't pick it up at the time, but afterwards I went, did he just say this?
People, according to a report published by the Britain-based Reuters Institute. Jeez. Yeah, look, since then we've done some research.
It's very much definitely Reuters.
Reuters, right. Okay.
It's not an institute for rooters.
No. It's like the Reuters Institute, part of Britain's University of Oxford. What a bunch of dirty birds at Oxford. That's what I was thinking afterwards.
Sadly, that didn't make it into the diary, but all of the following content did.
Jodie's Diary.
Dear Diary, I think that Donald Trump best summed up the entire week for us.
Make America great and glorious and good and gruesome and gigantic and gluey and gooey.
Kanye West featured heavily in Battle of the Bangers.
I ain't saying she a gold digger. Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was. A god.
Here we go.
That crazy.
I'm a god.
And we spoke about Kanye's birthday party and the fact that there were nude models covered in sushi, presumably from...
Sushi hut, that's the sushi that I love.
Babe, are you hungry?
Wait, that's not genital sushi again, is it?
Speaking of parties, here's one we all want to go to, Diary.
Fresh Hit Factory in Navia. It's a Weekend Madonna. It's called Popular.
Weekend and Madonna. What a combo, eh?
No, who saw that coming?
No one.
Throw in there Playboy Cardi and you've got a genuine party, don't you? Playboy Cardi party. That's what I want to go to.
My brain farts continued this week. That's awesome. Awesome is what I said. Diary, Abbey once again threatened to never, ever, ever deliver another joke on this show, and a part of me wishes she'd follow through on that.
Today, my son asked, can I have a bookmark? And I burst into tears. 11 years old and still doesn't know my name is Brian. Oh, God.
I get it. I get it. Now, what's so disappointing about this whole past few minutes is that we all hand in a joke to producer Zoe. Yes. And I say, all right, you rank them, Zoe. Weakest to strongest. She said, I reckon Abbey needs to go last because she's got a crack at it this week.
Oh, no! You thought that was the best for last? Oh, my God,
hey,
no.
No one blame Abbey, please.
No.
Because she's so hit and miss with this thing. Please blame producer Zoe.
Well, that definitely wasn't Storfen. And what about that moment when you go to a funeral and everyone's mourning and then it turns out the person isn't really dead? Who the hell was that physician, you idiot? Hi, everybody. Hi, Ecuadorian Dr. Nick. And then we asked, what did you miss out on as a kid? Kieran from Hilton got a real run-up at his telly.
October 88, I was watching the Dark Crystal, and my dad used to hit the side of the TV when the reception would go funny, and the reception was going funny, so I ran back and fly kicked it into the wall. The TV blew up, and Mum didn't replace the TV for 12 years.
Oh, my God.
While my husband, at 11 years of age, became a junior designer for Nike. He's drawn the swoosh on it.
He hasn't done a good job of the swoosh either. Which would explain why I saw him the other day. He was wearing that suit with Hugo Boss written above the top.
So this weekend, kick back and enjoy your
genital sushi.
Chuck on a bit of Kanye.
That crazy.
And don't be afraid to get all Donald.
And gluey and gooey.
All my love, Jodie.
Adelaide's Jodie and Hayesy.